Hi, my name is Brett J. I'm the head football coach at Moses Lake High School. All of this is our 17th off season. Today we're talking about Lake Lifts, our strength and conditioning program, and on Wednesday we do our plyometrics. A and B are done inside. C is our plyometric phase. The entire workout takes about 90 minutes. Our plyometric day, here's our item list, everything from vertical tester, box jumps, lateral jumps, hop circuits, jump rope, and we finish with some yoga. Vertical tester, it's a Skyhook contact mat that we got from Simply Faster. It's absolutely outstanding. It's upgraded our entire lake lift, our Wednesdays. But you can see here that we have an app on our phone. Guys step on the mat. They do either a 2-foot vertical jump or a 1-step. We're still deciding what's going to go on our record board. We believe it's going to be the 2-foot, just like they do in the NFL Combine. But it's really nice just to see where everyone stacks up within our program. You know, some mats are going to give you better verticals than others, but our thing was to give our guys some real hard data. The next drill we have is a progressive box jump. Players will go through this circuit, you might call it, 3 sets. They get 3 sets of this on Wednesdays. We've kind of gravitated from the old boxes that guys used to rack their shins on to these foam boxes, which are 100 times better. You know, when we had the old boxes, you could tell guys were kind of, they might not be giving it their all because they didn't want to slip and bang their shins on the box. We had a couple actually injuries from that, and so we gravitated to these. We used to do just regular box jumps, and then we progressed to the progressive box jump, which we feel utilizes more and develops more of the athlete. Not only are they, you can see here the different landing zones that they're doing. They're kind of getting twisting in the air, almost like a 180 type land, and then squaring back up with the box jump. We do this for multiple reasons. Yes, we're trying to work on our explosiveness and improve our vertical jump, but we're also doing it for the landing phase of box jumps. You know, we're teaching players and athletes how to land correctly, how to have body control while they're in the air. And we also are talking about developing quick hops. So as soon as they land, we want our guys to be back up as quickly as possible. If they do stall out a little bit, we want them to do it on top of the box. So as soon as they land on the ground, they're springing right back up. There's a bunch of different ways we coach this. Okay, do we let the guys on the top? Do we let them walk off the back end of it, or do we have them immediately jump from where they're at? You know, the tempo of it is a conversation. It's a coaching point for us. Is the tempo going to be up this week, or are we going to tell them really, hey, we're really focusing on getting our knees up, take your time, and seeing absolutely how high you can jump. This is on our power clean day and our deadlift day, and so they've already worked their legs inside, and now they come back outside to work the plyometric phase of this, the explosiveness of it. We have 2 different lines set up, for the more advanced. All right, the lateral hurdle jump, one of my favorites. We're going to be jumping over a hurdle back and forth, 10 consecutive jumps. They have 3 sets of this. Again, this is on Wednesday, so if we're outside doing the plyometric portion of our workout once a week, it's 8 to 10 weeks. They're going to get 24 total sets of these, 24, maybe 27 at the most. But again, body control. You can see we're getting pretty good at getting our knees up, which means our hip flexors are strengthening. We do a lot of hip flexor stuff, whether it's A-skips with bands. We call them knee holds with bands. We have a hurdle circuit inside that we're constantly working our hip flexors, and our jumps have really benefited from that. We have a lot of guys dunking the basketball now that couldn't dunk it before. But not to mention, not only are we working on getting our knees up, they're doing it consecutively. We really don't like the gather or the bunny hop in between, but that's okay if that happens. For guys that are still working their way up to the hurdles, we found these breakaway hurdles, so they can land on them, and you'll see here they land on them, they break, and then they just put it right back together. Here's our offensive linemen. they're getting their plyometrics in just like our skill guys, which is outstanding for them as well. Okay, next up, progressive hurdle jump. I've kind of talked about the engagement of the high school athlete, the youth athlete. The more equipment we have out here, the better. Makes it more interesting for them. But we do a progressive hurdle jump, anywhere from 6 to 8 hurdles. They get 3 sets of these. They go through as quickly, as controlled as possible. The goal is definitely to start at this hurdle height. As the summer goes on, we get to the 6th, 7th, and 8th day or week of plyometrics. We're going to keep raising the hurdles and pushing their abilities, and which improves their vertical jump. We have all athletes do this. I'm going to show that towards the end as well. But the goal is to not bunny hop in between. The goal is to work in a really tight space, continuing to control your body in the air. As soon as we land, we're getting back up. We're really pulling our knees up. The goal is to pull our knees as high as we can so our legs don't go off to the side, which some cases it happens. Every athlete is in a different place with their jumping ability. But this is another one of my favorite plyometric drills. It really develops the jump within our athlete. Here's our offensive lineman. That kid is 6 foot, 294 pounds. The next kid 6'3", 251. This kid going over it right now is 6'2", 271 pounds. This O-lineman is about 5'11", 244 pounds. This one is 6'3", 236. And then we have a 6 foot, 200 pounder. And you can see they're doing the same things that our skill guys do. And we want our O-linemen to be athletes as well. We have different phases of this. Some of the younger athletes are jumping over cones. And then we also progress to some foam mats, which are dang near as tall as the other hurdles. And so if they don't quite make it, they're gonna land on the foam hurdle, and that is okay. It's actually encouraged. And so you can see where guys progress from cones to the foam hurdles all the way up to the regular hurdles. Now this is where we raise the hurdle height. I think it's on the 3rd notch of a traditional hurdle, and it gets pretty difficult. And sometimes guys do land on the hurdles, and it can kind of create a mess, but it's good for them. All right, the hop circuit: 2 feet forward, right foot, left foot, lateral, and 180s. We showed you a lot of squat jumps and box jumps and kind of those real deep explosive type movements. Now we're going to show you some of the lighter movements we do, but we feel are just as important. We set our med balls out and we have them go through first 2 leg, 2 foot landing at the same time, and they get all the way through, then they walk back around. Through this drill, we have to have two different lines in order to get groups through the drill. Functionality of the strength and conditioning program is vital. Got to avoid having guys standing around. But anyways, 2 foot hop. We're really working on knee flexion and ankle flexion. We're working on staying on our toes and getting over the ball as quickly as possible. And as soon as we land, we're back in the air. A big piece of this is controlling our body while it's in the air, as well as getting through it as quickly as possible. So we started out 2 foot facing forward, then we worked to our right foot, then our left foot. Now this is the lateral. This is the lateral hop drill, and so we want to keep their shoulders lateral as well as jumping in the air. It kind of simulates a jump cut. Every sport, you're jumping and exploding in every single sport, and you're not always in a perfect squat jump position. So it's kind of good to mess with it that way. We try to challenge our athletes as much as we can, especially as the camp goes on. And so if they mess up, we teach them about failure. That's fine. That's a good thing. Just keep growing, keep getting better. Here they're doing 180 jumps while they're in their air. So as they're jumping, they're completely turning the other way, 180 degrees, and the goal is to get their shoulders completely turned before they land. Tough drill, definitely the most difficult element of this drill. So again, here's the 2-footed hop. You can see those that are excelling with it. We really talk about knowing where you're landing. Don't just jump to the open space, but let's be very particular on where you land and how you land. Again, controlling our body while it's in the air is vital. Next up, we have our right leg. This is probably the most difficult one, is a single leg jump because they don't do it very much with training. But the goal is to jump, pull your heel to your rear end before it gets back down. Very similar to a bound in a sense, but controlling that off leg to make sure it's not hitting the ball or the cone, whatever you choose to use. So you can see where we kind of had a little misstep there, which is fine. But then they go on their left leg, and oftentimes an athlete has a more dominant leg, and so it's just very good to work both. Week one, this drill does not look very good, but while we get to week 8, week 9, week 10 of the program, athletes are developing, their muscles are developing, their explosiveness is developing. And so here's the lateral jump again. Really, the coaching point for us is just keep your shoulders, square, however you want to word it, but don't allow yourself to turn because then it becomes easier. This is our hop circuit drill. Next up, we have the jump rope, the most traditional exercise in the history of the world. I had two great high school football coaches, Coach Everson and Coach Templeton, throughout my high school experience. Coach Everson really emphasized the jump rope in his weights classes, and so these are just three of the most basic jumps we have. 3 sets of 50. The first one is stationary. You could just go as fast as you possibly can. Next up, I'll have them find a line, and they're going to straddle that line with their 50 jumps going forward and backwards. Any way we can challenge them, any way we can get them thinking, moving while jumping something is outstanding. And then the last drill we have them do is we have them find that same line, and they're going to straddle that line laterally, and they're going to get their 50 sets in. Now, again, this is focusing on the ankle flexion. This is focusing on the knee flexion, and they're real quick hops. It's working that the tendons, strengthening our ankles, all those great things that I think are vital for our vertical jump and for our jumping exercises. The ladder, we do this every single day throughout the summer. So they're going to get, if we have 36 to 38 lifts in a summer, they're going to do this 36 to 38 times. Then you times that by 7 to 10 different reps on the ladder. Like right here, you can see they have the 1 foot each square. The coaching point, get your knees up as high as you can. Your hands go hip to ear, stand tall, great posture, chin down, relax every muscle, and pump your legs and your arms as fast as you possibly can. Next up, we have the 2 foot each square. Same thing. It's not a race to see how fast you can get through. It's a race to see how high you can get your knee up, and how high or how fast you can get your knee to that 90-degree mark. We like to say get your knee above your belt, just kind of to over-exaggerate it a little bit. But again, this is what we start out with every single day. So I told you, we do this 7 to 10 different agility drills, agility ladder drills. Here's our Icky shuffle. 1 foot out, 2 foot in, getting off the plant foot as quickly as possible, letting our arms get in rhythm, and really pushing ourselves with this past the line because it's easy to coast when they go through this. So we usually stand on top of them and make sure they're pushing it themselves. If they hit the ladder, that's okay. That means they're really trying to develop some foot speed. But again, I keep going back to the idea. We try to quantify everything. So if they're doing 10 different ladder drills, I'm just going to give you an easy number. If they're doing 10 different ladder drills in a summer, then they're going to get 300 and possibly 60 reps on the ladder drill. Here's the reverse Icky shuffle. We added this one recently. Fantastic drill. They're a little slow with it because we haven't done as much as the other ones, but it's good to challenge them. We have our basic seven drills, ladder drills, and then we'll just throw kind of one in every now and then that we find to challenge them and keep it interesting for them. Next up is the Moses Lake 2-step. So you got 2 feet out, then the back foot touches in. This is really generating some hip flip action, what we call torque, or generating power with our hips. Every sport requires an athlete to have great hips in some fashion or another, and so this is a great drill to do that. Again, we really want to push them to go past the line. If they hit the ladder, that's okay. That means they're pushing themselves to generate or to develop the best foot speed they possibly can. Again, Moses Lake two-step, 2 feet out, back foot goes in. You can kind of see here their arms get in rhythm, um, you know, and just the more hip flip, the better. I like to over exaggerate things sometimes, just because if you tell them to run to 10 yards, they're going to go to 9, kind of thing, kind of an idea. So we say, hey, more hips, and then it turns out to this. We really think our guys do this drill very well. Next up, we have the typewriter. They're going to lead with their left foot. Both feet touch the square, and then when they come back through, they're going to lead with their right foot. Let their arms get in rhythm. We actually like to pump our arms a little bit more on this one. We say shoulders over toes is a big coaching point for this one. Get your shoulders over toes, be in an athletic position, and move laterally as quickly as possible. This drill is so good for lateral movement, and we do agility ladders every single day. So every day, whether it's speed day, whether it's agility day, plyometric day, or power day, our athletes are going to be on the ladder, and so we notice foot speed development pretty quickly in the summer, and it's because of the repetitions we get on this bad boy. But here it is. You can see him standing up. You can see guys getting in rhythm. Great sprinters have great rhythm, so we often say great rhythm. Great dancers are great sprinters. So you can see some rhythm out here. Guys getting faster, generating some foot speed. Here's the scissor drill. We like to label everything so we can, hey, have you done scissors? It's just easier to, just like every route in our route tree is labeled, every drill on the agility ladder is labeled. This is scissors. Both feet are going to get into each square at some point, but they're really working together, and they're in rhythm with their hips. So the hips are generating the movement with their legs, and again, we're saying create torque, create power with your hips. We have to have great hips to play the game of football. And this is a good one for it. Let your arms get in rhythm. It also can create a little leverage for you as well. But fantastic drill. This is a fantastic drill. You can see guys really work at it. Like right here, you can see guys using their arms, generating that torque. But everything's working together, right? Everything's in rhythm. Creating rhythm on the agility ladder is important. Oftentimes, once athletes get in rhythm when they're running, is when their speed improves. Next up, another round of scissors here. Just again, we only do each drill one time, so this is just different days, showing you how we work at this. But yeah, we do 7 to 10 agility drills every day. They get through it fairly quick. To develop that foot speed. Next up, we have the skis. This is probably one of my favorites because it's simulating the jump cut in football. You can see their arms working rhythm with their legs, their toes. We like to tell them to keep their toes pointed forward, slight knee flexion, and work their way through as quickly as they possibly can. It's so often in sports, I don't care what sport you're playing, you're working in tight spaces. And so, developing the foot speed and working these squares, that's exactly what this does. Here's a different shot of it. There's a shot coming up here that really shows kind of the angle that I like. The top half stays pretty still other than the arms pumping, and the bottom half is working through the ladder. 1 rep at a time. We really talk about mastering the 1 rep at a time. When we're in green light, we control 2 things in our game. That's our effort and attitude. Those 2 things have to be at a 10. Then we make sure those things are at a 10. Effort and attitude are at a 10, 1 rep at a time. Whether it's at lake lifts, whether it's 1 play at a time in the game, whether it's 1 pitch at a time in baseball, it doesn't matter. We were constantly talking about 1 rep at a time. But you can see that's a pretty good angle right there of guys working their way through. Here's hopscotch. This one's like rubbing your belly and patting your head at the same time kind of thing. This is kind of difficult, but just working through it. Quick feet, pulling that heel up to our rear end, and guys just a different drill on the agility ladder. Keep them interested, keep them focused. Sometimes we have guys go out and find new drills for us, and this would be one of them. give them some ownership. Here's the bunny hop drill. They're going to go out of the ladder, go back up, go back in, back up, and continue to work that way. Again, ankle flexion, on our toes, body control, all those great things. Lastly, we have yoga on Tuesdays and Thursdays for 15 minutes. We really believe in stretching it out. A flexible muscle is a fast muscle. Flexible muscle is an explosive muscle. A flexible muscle is a powerful muscle. So we have a yoga circuit that we do. It takes about 15 minutes on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that's Wednesday. That's our plyometric day. I hope you enjoyed it. This really does make our athletes more explosive. Thanks again.